So Watch Dogs Legion has been out for a few weeks now, and fans are rejoicing with just how well the game plays. The story, the setting, the combat, the open world, and much more are the different driving points for this entry into the franchise. But there's one main feature that was blasted all over the internet and in the promotional side of things for the game, and that is the play as anyone mechanic. So in this video we are going to be discussing just how successful this new feature was and if I think it should stay in the franchise. So if you go on to enjoy this video, then click the like button down below and do not forget to subscribe for the latest and greatest Watch Dogs Legion videos. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Now, back when Watch Dogs Legion was announced at E3 2019, there was tons of speculation debating who the main protagonist would be. Some people thought Aiden Pierce would be in the game again, some thought Marcus Holloway, and some thought multiple characters, and some even thought we would get a new character altogether. But as E3 got closer, more and more leaks came out about Ubisoft's play as anybody feature. This feature allowed the players to not only have a main character, but allowed them to have multiple. These characters could be switched to at any time in the game, allowing for a more dynamic experience, and the big thing that pulled it all together was that you could recruit literally anybody in the open world. Now, not only was this the first time for Ubisoft, but it was a brand new feature that was unheard of within the industry before. Yeah, Ubisoft may have done something similar with the Driver San Francisco games, but this was something new altogether. It was an instant hit with fans and an instant hit with me. Now, all we had to do was see it in action, and see it in action is what happened. Just days after Ubisoft's E3 conference, hours and hours of different gameplays surfed up onto YouTube showcasing the new feature. Racking up millions and millions of views and great positive feedback, this was surely a feature to stay. Cut to the game's release and this feature is working exactly how it should. Yeah, there were some other bugs, but that's gaming in 2020 to a T. Now, what do I love about this feature? And well, that's in the name. I can literally play as anyone in the world. There's a sense of freedom you get whilst playing this game that you don't necessarily get with other games. There's also a sense of not being overwhelmed by having to grind for a certain amount of time before being able to progress into the next mission, i.e. Assassin's Creed Odyssey style. So when this feature was first announced, I personally was a bit concerned, not for the gameplay element, but for the story. In the first and second games, we had a solid protagonist, a solid character with a unique personality that drove the entire story forward. I was concerned that perhaps we wouldn't get this in Watch Dogs Legion. I thought that maybe with Ubisoft focusing just purely on this new feature, that the story would be put to the side, something that has happened before, but I'm glad to say that I was proven wrong. If anything, the story of DedSec being rebuilt, albeit a story that has been told before, but this time it was told in full force with some amazing side characters and some great story arc. The one thing that really had me thinking was though, that perhaps a single character would be good for the next game, but that's purely the fact that the acting is kinda stale in this game. When you give the fans millions of unique characters to play from, there are bound to be shortcuts, and one huge one is the voice acting. I had around 20 different operatives during my playtime, and I only had around 4 with different voices and accent. A bit disappointing, as for me at least, this took me out of the main game. Now, this obviously isn't a big deal for most, but for someone like me who loves a coherent story, then this is somewhat a big deal. But overall, with all the new games coming out this year and for years to come, giving fans the same old experience, what Ubisoft have been able to do with this play as anyone feature is truly amazing. Having the player be the hero really does expand on the universe that Watch Dogs has created. It's a feature that I hope will be implemented into the next games and hopefully improved upon. It's a fun endgame feature and one that should be kept within the series. But next time, Ubisoft, maybe don't make it so random that you create a pedophile in the game. So guys and girls, I hope you have enjoyed this video. It was really fun to discuss this feature after being able to use and play it for some time. Now, if you enjoyed this, then click the like button down below and do not forget to subscribe for some more Watch Dogs Legion content. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video.